In this lesson, we are going to determine what is the theme. So, in the previous lesson, you learned what theme was and you learned about 4 steps you can use to help determine the theme of a passage. So, let's go ahead and review what theme is. So, theme is the message, moral, or lesson of the story. So, when you are trying to determine what the theme is, you can ask yourself, what does the character learn from the events that happen in the story? So, the author wrote a story with certain events and they've showed you certain feelings and dialogue between characters. And when we're finding the theme of a story, we want to think, what does the author want me to know or learn from this story? And what does the character learn based on the problems in the story and how they solve the problems? So, there are many different themes. There's so many different themes that we can think of, but on this page you'll see a few of them. So, some themes that are common that authors like to write about are don't judge others, always try your best, appreciate what you have, help others if they're in need, value your friends and families, mistakes are okay as long as you learn from them. So those are just some common themes, but in the previous lesson you've seen there are lots of different themes that an author can write about. So how do we find the theme? Let's review the 4 steps that we learned about for how to find a theme within a text. So we use the example of the movie Frozen because themes can be in movies and in songs and in text. So we used a movie Frozen to help us learn these 4 steps. So the first step is to read the entire text. You want to read in a text from beginning to end before you determine the theme. Now you might think, I think I know what the theme is in the middle of the text, but you want to make sure you read it all the way to the end before you make that decision. And texts sometimes have multiple themes, so there's sometimes more than one theme in a text as you're moving along. So you want to read it from beginning to end. The second step is to create a list of topics based on the text. So in the movie Frozen, there were quite a few topics. There was friendship, family, and power. So there was lots of, dialogue and actions and feelings that went along in between the different friends within the text. Olaf, and he would help his friends. He was a good friend that helped them. And so you saw relations between the different friends in the text and family with Elsa and Anna and their parents. You saw the bond between family. You saw family being split apart. So family was another really big topic within that movie, and power. There was a lot of power within that movie. People that were trying to take power over other people, as well as people trying to take power over nature, like Elsa and her powers, trying to control her powers and keep them under wraps throughout the movie. So those were some of the common themes that we saw within that movie. So the third step is to pick a main topic and write a sentence about what the author believes about that topic. So I choose friendship. I think friendship was a very big topic within that text. A lot of the actions and dialogues and feelings of the characters, the problems and solutions had to do with friendship. So I wrote what I thought the author believed about friendship. And I think the author believes that true friends will help each other when they are in need, because the author gave us many examples about friends helping each other and friends walking away from each other, but when they really needed each other, they came back and helped their friends. So I think that's what the author believes. So the fourth step is to cross out the words the author believes and to rewrite the sentence. So I've crossed out the words the author believes that, and I rewrote the sentence of true friends will help each other when they are in need. So for one of the themes for the movie Frozen is that true friends will help each other when they are in need. So now what we're going to do is we're going to read a text together. And we're going to go through the 4 steps to help us determine one of the themes for this text. So follow along as I complete the first step of reading the entire text. Katie Clean invited Messy Missy to her house to work on their biology project, but Katie Clean had no idea what a visit from Messy Missy entailed. First of all, it was raining, and Messy Missy neither bothered to take off her boots nor thoroughly wipe them on the doormat. Then Messy Missy ate a bag of hot chips on Katie Clean's white bedspread without asking. And Messy Missy is a sloppy eater, so hot chip powder got all over the bedspread. Katie Clean tried to be polite and ignore Messy Missy's sloppy behavior, but then Messy Missy threw her chip wrapper on the floor. Offended, Katie Clean pretended that she was sick and asked Messy Missy to leave the next day. Or to leave. The next day, Katie Clean asked the teacher if she could work by herself. After explaining her situation, the teacher allowed Katie to work alone. Messy Missy would have to finish the assignment by herself, but she spilled grape soda all over her assignment. So we've read the text from beginning to end. So the next step that we want to do is to create a list of topics based on the text. So when I'm thinking about this text, I'm thinking, well, a lot of friendship comes as a main topic of this text because they're working together and they're supposed to be friends, but Messy Missy, she's not being a nice friend by ruining Katie Clean's stuff, and Katie's not being a nice friend by telling her the truth. So I feel like friendship is a really big topic within this text. Another topic that I think that we can see within this text is respect, because Messy Missy is not being respectful to Katie or her property. She's making her property dirty. She's not being very respectful to her friends. So I think respect is another big topic that we see within the text that we just read. So the third step is to pick a main topic and write a sentence about what the author believes about that topic. So I chose respect as the topic, and I think that I think the author believes you should respect somebody and their property. Because this author wrote this text, and they wrote about this girl who wasn't being respectful of her friend's property. And in the end, the girl can't work with her friend on the project, and she has to work alone. And so I think the author wants to send the message that you need to be respectful to other people and their property. So I'm going to go ahead and write that sentence down. The author believes that you should respect other people and their property. So our last and final step to find the theme of a text is to cross out the words "the author believes that" and rewrite the sentence. So I've crossed off "the author believes" and I've rewritten the sentence of "you should respect." Oops, sorry, I'm up at school recording and the bell is going off. But you should respect other people and their property. So the theme of this text is that you should respect other people and their property. That is what the author wants us to learn from reading this text, and that is what Messy Missy should have learned from reading this text. All right, guys, I hope you have a great day, and go ahead and follow the directions below to complete your lesson for